came home, there was a man in my house. You find this man. You find him. Took everything from me. I didn't kill my wife.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cavanaugh's Corner. Now, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all of those who stayed with me through my 2-week hiatus. I had a little bit of a run-in with the law, but thankfully I have been fully exonerated on all charges. I'm just kidding. No, I had to do that little parody at the beginning of the video just to kind of make fun of the fact that I have been missing in action for the last 2 weeks, and I thought it would be kind of funny to parody The Fugitive a little bit. But thankfully, I'm okay. I do want to note, though, on a personal level that I experienced a death in the family. My grandmother passed away a little over a week ago, and I had to do some traveling to carry out her final wishes and everything. And I'm just glad she's at peace, and she gets to see my grandfather again. So it was bittersweet to see her go. But I'm glad that she's in a better place and that she's up there watching over me right now. So I want to say thank you. And again, the show must go on. So I'm back, and I'm here to stay. And I'm back with a punch, I should say, because today I am reviewing Creed 2 on 4K. This was one of my favorite films that came out recently. This is a great movie. If you're a big Rocky fan, you're going to love this movie. It is one of the best in the series, in my opinion. I really enjoyed this film. I saw it when it first came out, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. And it really is a great way to wrap up the whole Rocky franchise. I enjoyed the hell out of this movie, and it's just overall just a very well-made movie. Sylvester Stallone announced shortly after this was made, after it came out, I should say, that he was retiring the character of Rocky. So I think the legacy of Rocky is going to live on for a very long time. So. But anyway, today I'm talking about the 4K disc of Creed 2, and I gotta say, I was very impressed with this disc. This is a great release from Warner Brothers. The disc is, just throughout, has a wonderful, crisp, and clear image. The picture on this is basically perfect. I had really no issues at all with the picture throughout the film. The grain in the movie, there is no grain to be found. I'm fairly certain this was shot completely digitally. I did not see any grain at all throughout the entirety of the film. It is a very, very sharp image. Now, the one thing I do have to say is that the movie does have a soft color palette. It is not an extremely vivid film, so it's not like one of these movies that jumps out at you that's like very, very bright colors all throughout. It's not like Thor Ragnarok or anything like that. It is a very, very soft, earth tone kind of movie, and it looks beautiful on this disc. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. But the number one thing about this disc that I was very happy about is that this disc has Dolby Vision, and that Dolby Vision HDR brings out a lot of detail and a lot of colors that you may have missed otherwise. Even though they're not extremely in your face, the disc really does help bring out some little details and some little colors that you may have missed otherwise. There's one scene at the beginning of the movie where Drago and Ivan Drago, I should say, and his son are kind of waking up and having breakfast, and they're going to go train, and the whole scene is in this like light blue. And it's very, very beautiful. There's a couple scenes in the movie that look beautiful. The other one that comes to mind is a training montage near the end of the film where Creed is training in like this desert area, and it's all basically in broad daylight except for a few scenes that are at night, or at sunset, I should say. And that whole montage is just really gorgeous to look at. It is just really, really vibrant. It's probably the most vibrant scene in the whole movie besides the boxing matches that are seen in the film, which I'll get into in a minute. But it really, really is beautiful. The fight scenes, as I mentioned a second ago, they are really, really incredible. They look beautiful. They may be the best looking fight scenes maybe in the series. in my opinion. Some of the fight scenes, I think the one-take fight scene in Creed is definitely the ultimate standout throughout the whole series, but it's not really one take, they just spliced it together really well, but it's meant to look like one take. But the fight scenes, especially the finale, are shot just perfectly. They are just beautiful looking, and they look fantastic on this 4K disc. They look absolutely beautiful. They sound incredible as well, which brings me to the next thing about this disc. This guy has a Dolby Atmos soundtrack as well. And the Dolby Atmos soundtrack is just absolutely mind-blowing. I loved it. It is one of the best soundtracks I've got on a 4K disc. Really, really incredible stuff. The depth and the clarity you get to every nuance of the film is spot on perfect. I mean, it is really beautiful. Dialogue is crystal clear, very well centered. The number one thing I have to say about it, though, is that it's a very balanced soundtrack. You get the quiet scenes, very, very well done, and then you get these big boxing matches and these fight scenes that are just immersive to the hilt. They are just incredible. The overheads are used for the audio of the audience, I should say. Surrounds are used so you can kind of hear what's going on all around the boxing ring. It is really, really special. It sounds absolutely incredible, and they really did a great job with that. Also, the sound effects in this film are also really well done. The punches, when you hear those punches, you can feel them. I mean, they got some weight to them. The bass kicks in with every single punch, and the ones that really matter give you an extra thump, and it's really, really cool. How they mix that. I love the way they mix those scenes. They were just outstanding. The set here does come with the movie also on 1080 Blu-ray. That disc also has some special features, some deleted scenes, some making of featurettes, some pretty cool stuff. The one thing I really liked about this was, though, it comes with that digital copy, and the digital copy is also pretty solid. I didn't get a chance to watch it throughout, but again, it's a digital copy of the same film. Looks great, sounds great, and I have to say, this is a must-buy. If you're a fan of the Rocky series, if you like the first Creed film, you're going to absolutely love this. It is a must-have on 4K Blu-ray. I love this disc, and I really didn't have much in terms of negatives at all. It was just a very, very well-rounded disc. There's only one thing... One thing about this disc that irked me, and yet again, Warner Brothers, why are you making me choose the Dolby Atmos soundtrack on the 4K disc? Why are you making me do this? Yet again, Warner Brothers has put the DTS 5.1 mix as the standard audio on the disc. You have to go and change it to the Dolby Atmos soundtrack. I don't know why they do that. Again, just make the Dolby Atmos the main soundtrack. Don't make it the 5.1. I don't know why they do that. Again, it's a small nitpick, but it's really the only thing I could say would be a negative about this set. It's a great, great set. Go out and buy Creed 2. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. I just want to say thank you for coming back to the channel. Thank you for hanging in there with me, and I'm back. Until next time, I'm Andrew Cavanaugh. Thank you for coming back to Cavanaugh's Corner, and take it easy.